Hey there, everybody. PTPOP here with all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Call Center Survivor. Today, I'm going to take a look at a video produced by KeyBank, and its title of this video is KeyBank Contact Center Careers. And here they're emphasizing how you can launch your career, your corporate career, from a call center. Stay tuned. Look, she's... Okay, now this is what the director says. Okay, hon, we're going to go out in the atrium, and I want you to lean on the banister with your coffee and look like you're interested in what somebody's saying off camera there. Oh, really? You drank that much Jack Daniels last night? Oh, So, hey, before I get to the main topic today, I want to talk to you about my podcast. Some shameless self-promotion here. And this is my podcast. It's called PTPOP, A Mind Revolution. And it basically, I'm trying to lead people out of the rabbit hole. And a lot of people in the world are poisoned by the media. They're poisoned by corporations. They're told what to think and how to dress and what to buy, where to go and where to live. And it's all propaganda. And I try to cover a lot of this. I discuss some topics like MK Ultra and 9/11 and things like that. Check it out, PTPOP, A Mind Revolution. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. Here it is on Apple. And you can find it on Spotify. Here it is on Spotify. So check it out. Take a look at my podcast. Okay, this video is a short one. This is 2 minutes and 13 seconds long. It was published on October 26, 2018 on the KeyBank YouTube website. And for those of you that aren't familiar with KeyBank, they're kind of a small bank. They're headquartered here in Cleveland, Ohio. Their stock is valued at $23.18 a share as of 3:03 p.m. here on March 28, 2022. And they're worth approximately, they have 18,180 employees. They have $7.3 billion in sales. And their overall profit as a bank, $1.3 billion, revenue $7.3 billion. So they're a smaller bank. But they're really well known here in Cleveland. There's a big KeyBank building downtown Cleveland. It's like 40 stories tall and stuff with a big silver top on it and things like that. So they're a well-known bank, and this is a video where they strongly try to emphasize career growth in the call center and how you can go from the call center as a launching pad to go to other places. And notice the production quality of this is fairly polished. They probably hired a local production company here in Cleveland to make it. Lots of upbeat music and a major key, ding, 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 And it starts off with this. They start off with their logo. The logo is a bright red key. It's well known. Use the red key, Luke. Use the red key.
When I come in to KeyBank and sit down to work, I'm ready to represent KeyBank because as a customer service rep, you are the first line of interaction with the clients a lot of times.
Our specialists are our front line. They are the ones that know everything, hear the client interaction, and are they able to be the voice for the bank.
They make you feel valued.
Almost like
They make you feel valued. Now they're starting to push diversity already. They start off with an American who is obviously Asian American of some sort, which is fine. But all of these corporations are trying to push the diversity card to prove that if you're a minority or you're diverse, you can come work at this company. And it's a common theme throughout all of these, including the one I did for the United States Army, which I haven't shown yet.
small, tight-knit family. When I started...
Oh, a tight-knit family. Listen to this.
Almost like a small, tight-knit...
The bank.
They make you feel valued.
Almost like a small, tight-knit family. When I...
A small, tight-knit family? I just love this. And they're all smiling. They're smiling. What you're walking up a couple of steps. What are you talking about to get her laughing like that? Yeah, two cows walk into a bar, and the other one says moo.
I started here. I didn't know really what to expect. I didn't have
Now he's just a customer service specialist, so he's low on the totem pole. He's the guy that takes the calls from the people who are pissed about their accounts being overdrawn or they lost their debit card, things like that.
any banking experience.
Now check the lighting. It's soft lighting, and it's meant to be soft. It's meant to make dreamy and soft and romantic. It's makes you feel warm and at ease and peaceful. I'm going to go work at KeyBank.
Experience.
We have amazing training programs.
We have amazing training program, she says. Tamika, senior team leader. Now check out these people. Each of these people so far, I'd say he's maybe 25. 25 to 30. That guy there on the right's more in his 40s. And then you get to Olivia here. Probably late 20s, mid 30s. So that they're really aiming at a younger crowd, except for this guy here who's probably in his mid 40s, maybe early 50s.
Be the voice for the bank.
They make you feel valued.
They make you feel valued. Oh, feels so valued.
Family. You know, when I started here, I didn't know really what to expect. I didn't have any banking experience.
We have amazing training programs, so it doesn't matter, where you came from or how old you are or how.
So they're pushing diversity again. Now they're showing African American, Asian talking to each other, and she's saying it doesn't matter who you are or where you came from.
Where you came from or how old you are or
how old you are,
long you've been in the workforce.
How long you've been in the workforce. So they're pushing. They're not ageist. They're not anti old farts like me. They're into a diverse workforce. This is a common theme in all these videos because again, they're trying to push the EEO and show that they're good Joes. They're going to hire anybody.
Whether it's been a month out of college or maybe you're,
How old do you think she is? I mean, she's trying to tell me what it's like to be a month out of college, and I bet you she's 26 at the most. She's a pretty young lady. But I tell you this, now that I'm 56, I know when I was 26, I knew jack shit about life. I knew nothing about life.
Switching careers.
What does she know about switching careers? Zero. This is probably your first job since high school.
With the training we provide, I promise you find.
Oh, you promise me. I promise you. Sure you do. I promise.
Find a career here.
A career. So they're pushing the career thing. I promise you a career.
I promise you find a career here.
She looks really. I promise you'll find a career here. Yeah, I really believe you, Tamika. You sold me, hon. Let's go work at KeyBank again. It is heaven. I like her hair. Doesn't her hair look nice?
We come from all walks of life, basically.
Oh, more diversity. Look, they got a food truck, and it's all people. They got Asian, white, African American. Everybody's there at what looks like a Mexican, probably a Mexican burrito food truck or something. All walks of life.
Definitely a good mix, and it's good to have that culture.
So they've got the Asian person confirming that it's diverse, and you don't have anything to worry about. If you're and there's a huge diverse melting pot of people here in Cleveland. This bank is headquartered here in Cleveland. There's a large population of African American here in Cleveland. There's an Asian community. There's Italian. There's Polish. There's Slovenian. There's Czechoslovakian. There's all kinds of people from all over Eastern Europe and all over Europe that moved here. Their families moved here hundreds of years ago to live and work on the mills that used to be here up along the Cuyahoga River. They're all gone now, but their families stayed, and there's all kinds of people that live here.
Diversity. Anytime we have problems or like big issues or challenging problems, we work together. I'm always able to reach out to multiple people who can help me. I always know.
Slow motion. He's laughing. He's having a good time at KeyBank. Just a great time at KeyBank.
Have that support behind me.
I did a lot of like one-on-one peer coaching. So if somebody was struggling with something, my team leader would say, hey, you're.
This is Olivia, and I'd say I think we have looked at her. She's not any younger than 30, I don't think. Any older than 30, maybe 32.
Good at this. Will you go sit down with them for a half hour and just give them some pointers?
Now, the thing I'm trying to emphasize, I'm not making fun of them because they're young, but there's an agenda they're setting forth with when they make these. Number one, they're trying to recruit people in, and they're trying to get young people. They're saying, hey, anybody of any age can work here, but the people that are doing all the talking are half my age. And you might look at this and go, if you're younger, and go, yes, this is a cool place. Look at all the young, cool people, probably have tats and piercings, and go listen to some awesome bands down in the Cleveland Flats where all the bars are, where they used to be, whatever. But if you're my age and you see these, you might go, I don't know.
We do recognition in every single team meeting. It's not
Recognition in every single, and they set aside 15 minutes for recognition here.
just myself recognizing them. I allow at the beginning of every team meeting 10 to 15 minutes where we'll go around the room and they'll recognize each other.
Recognize each other. Hey, Bill, you did a great job in that call that I never heard because I'm stuck tied to my desk with my leash. Great job making those numbers. You don't have time to talk to anybody's call center. So how do you recognize somebody? Thanks for helping me with that call. I don't know.
Your leadership will constantly push you to do better.
Your leadership will push you constantly to do better because they're on your ass all the time to make your goals so they get their bonus. Because corporate is on the ass of the director of the call center, who's on the ass of all the managers, and all the managers are on the asses of all the team leads, and all the team leads are cracking the whip over all the people like this to get their call volume down, to sell debit cards and to sell credit cards so they make more money for the director and for the person above them and the CEO. It's all a maniacal, crappy scheme.
They want to see your career progress.
They want to see your career progress. Oh.
Want to see you move up in the company.
They want to see you move up in the company.
It's getting to be goddamn ridiculous.
Started within the contact center, kind of moved my way up through the contact center, the different levels.
Now listen to this. This is where she talks about how she look. She's okay. Now this is what the director says. Okay, hon, we're going to go out in the atrium, and I want you to lean on the banister with your coffee and look like you're interested in what somebody's saying off camera there. Oh really? You drank that much Jack Daniels last night? Oh, and look interested. So she says she made her way. She says, I started in the contact center.
Kind of moved my way up.
Hold on, I'll find here. So she says,
I started within the contact center.
I started within the contact center. Keep in mind, her name is Olivia, and she's a senior support specialist. Started off in the contact center.
Kind of moved my way up through the contact center.
Look at her. She kind of moved her way up through the contact center. What does that mean? She kind of? Or did she kind of go outside the contact center, work at a branch, and then come back to the contact center? What does that mean? I kind of did. I skipped it. What does that mean? You kind of did. If you want to sell somebody something, you can't use vague and nebulous talk like this. I kind of did. Now she says,
the different levels.
I kind of moved my way up through the contact center, through the different levels.
And eventually,
she says,
within about.
I think, she says, she's not very sure of herself in what she's saying here. I think.
About 8 or 9 months, it was promoted to the.
I think it was within 8 or 9 months. I was promoted to the executive offices. Let's play this whole thing through without me stopping it.
The different levels, and eventually, I think within about 8 or 9 months, it was promoted to the executive offices. So we handled the escalated concerns.
Okay, now hold on a second. So this is so misleading. It's an egregious line of misinformation. It's egregious. And because number one, she's implying that she started off in the call center, worked her ass up through the different levels. So she became a team lead and then became a manager, an assistant manager, then a director, something like that. And she worked her way up and now she's in the, quote, executive offices. Now that implies that she's working in downtown Cleveland in the KeyBank building. Well, let me show you the KeyBank building here. This is the KeyBank building in downtown Cleveland. It's got to be a good 60-story building, something like that. So she's implying in this that she worked her way up through the call center, worked her way up, and they liked her so much, they said, now you can become part of the executive offices where she handles escalated concerns. But her title is Senior Support Specialist. 8 months. It all happened that quick in 8 months. I know people that have worked in call centers for years and never got promoted. They're still just call centers, just handling phone calls. And that's probably what they want. It's probably why. But the chances of somebody being so good and so sharp without any assistance internally, without any connections internally, without any nepotism or any type of ism, to get you up through the ranks that quickly, to get into the executive offices downtown working in the big, giant, shiny tower is almost impossible. And watch her face when she talks about this. Here we go.
I started within the contact center, kind of moved my way up through the
Her eyes look around when she says that. She's like, I kind of moved my way.
contact center, the different levels. And eventually, I think within about 8 or 9 months, it was promoted to the executive offices. So we handled the
And then she looks up. She's like looking away. Handled the escalated calls.
escalated concerns.
One of my proudest moments as a team
So we'll skip Olivia and we'll go back to, I think her name's Tamika.
leader for the last 3 years is being able to assist my specialists in their future career goals here at Key.
What I've experienced is definitely a career. I would say the call center
Really pushing the career shit here.
is really the starting point for that.
The call center is really the starting point for that. What about working in a branch? I know people who've worked in the branch and worked there all the way up to branch manager and then ended up going into the executive centers. This is for another branch in another state. I know somebody who did that. I know somebody that started off as a loan processor and ended up working up as a director of a whole department. They weren't in a call center.
I would say the call center is really the starting point for that.
They'll definitely give you all the tools and knowledge you need to succeed here.
Working
See, they'll give you all the tools and knowledge you'll need to succeed here. He's implying that there's like these all-knowing managers and these beings that are hovering around, nurturing you and taking care of you like a mother, going, Peter, we want to see you succeed here at KeyBank. Let's see what we can do to get you to the next level. Let's see what we can do. Get you into the executive offices. We're going to do all we see so much promise in you, young man. Let's see what we can do. And I assure you that this does not happen. Because when I've gone into call centers, I'm very outspoken here on camera and I say a lot of wild and sometimes extravagant stuff. But in the call centers, I was pretty quiet. I'm a pretty quiet person, especially at work. I go to work. But I can tell you, I'm not bragging, but most of the people I was around in most of the call centers, I was usually one of the most well-spoken and most educated person in the training room or on my team. But I was ignored. It was almost like I was too educated or too well-spoken. I mean, I am a multisyllabic vocalist. I can say words with more than 2 syllables in them, and nobody paid attention to me. I had a degree, and I'm well-spoken. I was good in the phones. I was nice to the customers. But whether I spoke up about things or not, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what I did or what I didn't do or what I said or what I didn't say. So I don't know how you get recognized. How's this, like, let's just say this person didn't even have a college degree. How did she get up through the ranks that quick? Man or woman, regardless of her sex. How did she do it?
Being at KeyBank is not just a job, it's definitely a career.
Not just a job, it's a career. Oh. So, boy, I don't know. This is my whole problem with these videos that I'm showing you, is that they're propaganda. They're highly produced, polished pablum. And when you go into a call center, they're not looking to get you to the next level. Not unless you really shine, man. If you come in there and you don't complain and you're there early and you stay late and you don't miss any time and you don't, if you're the type of person that wouldn't say shit if you had a mouthful, if your mouth is just chock full of shit and all you say is poo, poo. That's the kind of people they like. And I'm not the kind of person, but I didn't sit there and complain, but I didn't exactly sit there like I was having a great time. I mean, so this bank is basically saying if you come to KeyBank, there is this atmosphere and culture that's nurturing, will build you up and try to get you to the next level of your career and treat you so good that you're going to eventually work at the executive levels. Look at me, I'm a young lady, and I made it. And Grady cheerleaded, but she's actually a senior support specialist where she handles escalated concerns. I don't know if this is the exact position, but this is a current opening. Well, no, this is a year old, so this position has probably been filled. But this is the job description. Autonomously, by yourself, you're completely alone. Complete all reports and research tasks assigned to ensure accurate and timely regulatory reporting and mitigation of operational risk, development rapport, and communication with compliance and LOB partners. Identify and escalate information that appears to be suspicious in nature. Identify opportunities to improve, so on and so forth. Working with law enforcement, your background, your qualifications, high school diploma, or equivalent relevant investigative banking, customer contact, law enforcement, or other experience. I believe her wording is misleading because it's implying you're going to go downtown and work at the corporate headquarters and work with the upper echelon of the company, the CEO, the president, the vice president, and you're not. You're not going to get anywhere near those people unless you've got a degree from Harvard and, some Ivy League school and you were drinking hot toddies with the president's mom by the dock at wherever their yachts are parked. It's very political is what I'm saying. It's a political environment. It's a hazardous environment. It's a toxic environment, and they're not looking out for your well-being. They want you to stay in that call center because the turnover is so high. They're constantly hiring. It's constant churn and churn. 100 people leave, they got to replace with another 100 people, and it's a mess. So there you have it. KeyBank contact centers. Don't you wish you worked there? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mother, scream it from the rooftops. Have a good day. Bye.